Alright, so here's a quick video that we're going to work through WeBWorK problem number 15 on exponential functions. And so the information that we're given here is g of 0 is equal to 13, g of negative 2 is 13 over 4, and we want to find the exponential function that passes through these 2 points. Right, so that means we're going to have a function that looks something like this, a times b to the t, and our job is to figure out what a is and what b is. Okay, so from these 2 equations, this one, what we get is, we know that if I plug 0 into this function, I have to get 13. So I'm left with a times b to the 0 is equal to 13. And g of negative 2, when I plug in negative 2, I should get 13 over 4. So g of negative 2 is equal to, oops, so let's back this up. So we get a times b to the negative 2 is equal to 13 over 4. So this example is particularly nice because our value for b, we have the 0 here. And so we know b to the 0 is equal to 1. So this over here is really a times 1 equals 13. And right away we get our a value that has to be 13. Okay, so now what we can do is we can plug it into this equation over here. So I'm just going to take my value a is equal to 13. I'm going to plug it in for this a right here. So I get 13b to the negative 2 is equal to 13 over 4. Now, what I can do is I can divide both sides of this equation by 13. Right, so I'll divide both sides by 13, or we can do it similarly over here, multiply by 1 over 13. So these 13s cancel on both sides. We're left with b to the negative 2 is equal to 1 over 4. Okay. So there's multiple ways to approach this, but if we wanted to, we could raise both sides to the negative 1/2 power, and that would be b is equal to 1/4 to the negative 1/2. And when you simplify this, you should get that b is equal to 2. Okay, so when we put all of this together, right, so I'm gonna minimize this to give us a little bit more space. When we put all this together, we get that g of t is equal to a, which is 13, times b, which is 2, raised to the t. Okay, and so this should be the answer to our problem. 13 times 2 to the t. So I hope this helped out.